Here, Annie, lay this way.
Okay, I'll lay down.
Careful, don't hit the phone. Don't knock it down. Turn this way.
Which way?
This way, the same way I'm facing. So that they could see both of us and our reactions. Put your feet down there. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, put your feet down. There's nothing there. Just the board. We're going to be watching scary stories. We forgot to turn my light off.
Here, I'll do it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, my pencil.
Ooh, the hat looks cool because of your lights.
Come on.
Oh, that creeped me out for a second. I thought it was going to start flashing how it did earlier. That was creepy. And T-Ray, should I go grab some popsicles for us?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Should we watch scary stories or should we watch...
Scary videos?
Which one?
Scary stories.
Stories? Okay.
Yeah,
We need to find a good one.
yeah, like the scary.
What
Like
is
you remember
unsettling?
how like at your the old house.
Well, we used to watch them all the time, yeah.
Yeah. We used
Okay.
to sit in your bed and watch all the time. It was so.
Oh my god, what is that?
What?
Do you want to watch that 3 disturbing childhood memories? Unexplained childhood memories. Horror stories. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks creepy.
We just turned it down just a little.
Your light. There it is flashing.
I put it on the mode where it does all. Pay attention. Okay. Unexplained childhood.
But isn't it close?
Story 1. Story 1. Anonymous.
When I was about 9 years old, I lived with my mom and little sister in a small house in a quiet town. The street was mostly safe, and kids would ride their bikes outside in the summer. But even back then, there were things that didn't feel right about the house. My mom used to say it was old, and old houses make noises. But some of the things I remember from that time didn't sound like house noises. They sound like something else. Something I still don't really know how to explain. The first thing started one night when I couldn't sleep. I was lying in my bed with a blanket pulled up to my chin, staring at the little glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling. My room wasn't very big, just a bed, a dresser, and a toy chest near the window. I remember looking at the shadows on the wall from the trees outside. The branches swayed whenever the wind blew, and I told myself that's what I was seeing. But then I noticed one shadow wasn't moving like the others. It was in the corner, down low near my toy chest. At first, I thought it was a pile of clothes or one of my big stuffed animals. I almost laughed at myself because I thought I was just being a scared kid, but then I blinked and the shadow was gone. I remember feeling cold, like the kind of cold that comes from the inside of your body, not the air. I pulled the blanket over my head and fell asleep. The next morning, I didn't even think about it until I saw my toy chest. It was standing open, like someone had been looking inside. I never left it open because my mom would yell if toys spilled out. I closed it and didn't say anything. A few weeks later, my sister, who was only 5, told my mom she didn't like the man in the closet. I basically froze when she said it because she said it so casually, as if it were just a fact. My mom brushed it off and said little kids imagine things, but I saw my sister's face, and I could tell she wasn't making it up. She said he would stand in the closet at night and whisper, but she couldn't hear the words. My mom talked her in that night and said a prayer with her, but she didn't check the closet. Later that night, I woke up because I heard something dragging across my floor, like someone pulling their nails across the wood. I was too scared to move, but the sound stopped right by my bed. I was sure if I looked over the side, I'd see something staring up at me. I just froze there, clutching the blanket until I fell asleep again. The next morning, there were long scratches on the floor right by the side of my bed. They were fresh, like someone had carved into the wood. I remember running to show my mom, but she got angry. She said I must have been playing with something sharp or dragging furniture. I swore I hadn't, but she didn't believe me. After that, the nights got worse. I would hear faint whispers, almost like a radio on low volume, and it would come from my closet. Sometimes my sister would cry in her room, and when I ran in, She would be pointing at the corner, saying, "He's there, he's there." I never saw him, but I believed her. You know when someone's watching you and the hairs on your arms stand up? That's how it felt. The scariest night was in the middle of winter. I woke up and saw my bedroom door was open, even though I always shut it tight. I could see the hallway light because my mom left one on for us at night. But then, as I watched, the light in the hall went out. I thought maybe the bulb turned out. Then I heard footsteps coming down the hall. They stopped outside my door. I wanted to scream for my mom, but nothing came out. The door creaked, and I saw a tall, dark shape lean in. Just its head poking into the door. I shut my eyes and pretended to be asleep. When I opened them again, the door was closed and I was alone. In the morning, I asked my mom if she had come into my room. She said no, she had been asleep all night. My sister said she saw the man again standing by her bed. We told my mom together, and she finally looked worried. She lit a candle and said a prayer in each room of the house. Things were quiet for a little while after that, but it didn't last. One afternoon, I came home from school before my mom. I was sitting on the couch doing homework when I heard the sound of the toy chest in my room slam shut. The thing is, nobody else was home.
Oh my
I
God,
hoped it was just the
bro.
wind, but when I walked down the hall,
wind?
I saw my bedroom door was wide open. My toy
What
chest
are we
was
watching,
full, and all
bro?
my toys were scattered on the floor like someone had dumped them out. I backed away and waited outside until
You
my
better
mom came
run.
home. When I told her, she still didn't believe me and said the cat knocked things over.
They can't dump the whole
Years
toy
later,
chest.
after we moved out, I asked my mom if she ever experienced anything in that house. She hesitated, then said yes. She said sometimes she would wake up and see a shadow standing in her doorway. She said she never told us because she didn't want to scare us, but she admitted she believed there was something wrong with that house. She said she thought it was a man, someone who used to live there. She never said much more, but I know what I saw, and I know what my sister saw too. Even now, as an adult, when I think about that time, I feel sick in my stomach. It wasn't imagination. It was something real, and it wanted us to know it was there. Sometimes late at night when I can't sleep, I still hear the sound of nails dragging across the floor.
Just making sure it's still playing.
When I was 10 years old, my family moved into a bigger house because my mom had just gotten remarried and we needed more space.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Y'all haven't seen any of it. They literally couldn't see any of it. It fell
It was
down.
a quiet neighborhood with a lot
It
of
was just
trees.
showing upwards at the
I
dark.
thought I would
Sorry,
be
y'all.
happy there.
Where's
At
the
first,
story?
everything seemed normal, but then little things started happening.
Let me rewind it. I missed what it said. Story 2 by Rav. No explanation. Last time was anonymous.
When I was 10 years old, my family moved into a bigger house because my mom had just gotten remarried and we needed more space. The house was nice, newer than the one we lived in before, and it was in a quiet neighborhood with a lot of trees. I thought I would be happy there.
Come closer.
At first,
so
everything
she
seemed
can see.
normal.
So
But
the
then
camera could see.
little
Put your
things
head
started
right here.
happening that made me feel like the house wasn't right.
You okay?
My bedroom was at the end of the hall. It had 2 big windows that faced the backyard and a closet that was deeper than the one I had before. I liked it until the first night I slept there. I woke up around midnight because I heard something moving in the closet. It wasn't loud, just soft shuffling like clothes being brushed against. I stared at the closet and told myself it was just the house settling. I know it sounds cliche, but most people, even as children, would assume small sounds coming from here and there in a house are just typical house noises that you hear every day.
I hear a lot of sounds.
Then I saw the door
move.
move. It didn't swing open, but it shivered like someone had lightly pressed on it from the inside.
You know how many
I
times I've
wanted
hidden
to
in
run
the
to my mom's
closet?
room, but I was frozen. I stayed.
You know how many times I've hidden? Yes.
I'll leave this cracked open for a minute. You guys gotta come out, but I gotta run to Speed real quick to put money on my card. But I don't want her to know I'm leaving. So
I'm on the don't say anything stupid. We're recording a video. I don't want you to say anything. My video? I don't need to be paused.
I'll
It
meet you
don't
back
matter.
on talking.
Go ahead, talk. You're good,
Anyways,
Dad.
I'm just saying, leave this over. Listen for her, because I'm running to the store to put money on the card. I don't want her to be yelling for me and think I'm gone.
Okay. Let me make sure it's still going. Okay. Okay, just close it a little more so that there's no light beaming in. Okay. You know how many times I've hidden in a closet, and
You know how many times I hid in the closet?
and you know how I get caught every time? Because the door shakes a little bit because I'm trying to stand still. And your body can't physically stand still. So the clothes move and they jiggle and it makes the whole door swivel. That's why I get caught every time. So someone's in his closet right now. What are they doing? Going through his clothes?
Yeah.
They like his... You scare me, bro. You moved your toe.
That way until I fell back asleep,
Okay,
still staring at the closet. The next morning, the closet door was cracked open just a little.
Wait
even
a
though I had
minute.
shut it tight. I asked my mom if she had gone in there, and she said no.
Why is it always that they
She
know
said
that?
maybe the air vents pushed it.
Are you
I knew it
serious?
wasn't the air vents.
They don't even
The nights
do
after that got
that.
worse. I started hearing tapping on the window glass. At first, I thought it was tree branches. But when I
Tree
looked,
branches don't tap.
there were no branches near the window. The tapping would go on for minutes. And when I pulled the blanket over my head, it would stop. I tried to ignore it until one night I finally peeked out. I saw a pale hand pressed against the window. It was on the outside, but the window was on the second floor, way too high for anyone to reach without a ladder. The hand stayed there for a long time, just pressed, without moving. Then it slid down slowly and disappeared. I didn't sleep at all that night. I told my mom, and she started cracking up laughing when I told her. She didn't believe me for a second. When she saw that I wasn't just saying it as a prank or a joke, she leaned more into trying to convince me that I was probably in a half-asleep state and seeing things from my dream.
When you see
but I knew that was a
something...
load of horseshit. My stepdad didn't believe me either. He said I was making it up for attention, and he also got a laugh out of it. But I started noticing he kept the hallway light on at night, so maybe he didn't feel as safe as he pretended. A month
Why is
later,
it always like
my
that?
little brother, who was 4, started talking about
No.
the white lady.
Are you serious right now?
Sat on his bed. My mom thought it was just his imagination.
The white lady who sat on his bed and tapped on his brother's window. And who was... My bad, that meowing of that cat that was on Ellie's TV just scared me. I was like... So, he sits on her 4-year-old brother's bed. He taps on her pale hand. Lady in the white. A guy's hand wouldn't be pale. An old lady's hand would be. In the closet, added up. She lives in his closet, leaves throughout his door. She probably full-time lives in his house, bro. She probably lives in the attic and climbs through into the bathroom. Okay, let's go back.
But one night, I heard him screaming. I ran.
Nibbles, protect us, hamster.
And saw him curled up under his blanket, crying. When he finally calmed down, he said the white lady had been standing by his door, just staring at him. He said her eyes were all black. I believed him because of what I had seen at my window. I started sleeping with the blanket over my head every night, but that didn't stop the dreams.
To
I
dreams.
began to dream of the white lady too. She would stand in the corner of my room and whisper my name. Her voice was dry, like leaves rubbing together.
Ugh.
Sometimes I would wake up and still hear it. Faint, but definitely real. One night I woke up and saw her standing at the foot of my bed.
I would have thrown my pillow at her. I would have been like, be gone! Bye, Felicia! No one can stand at my bed. I got boxes there. If they under my bed, they ain't gonna say I got so much stuff under there. In my closet. Where you gonna go, bro? There's more boxes than clothes in there. And I leave it open every night anyway, so... Well, I mean, if you're not scared of me, that's on you. And no one can get in through the windows because there's pine bushes right outside my feet, out my trees. Haley has a pine bush outside her tree, and she jumped out the window once, just being stupid, and cut open her foot. She was stuck in the bush. We had to pull her out.
Was she crying?
Oh my god,
I
what
can't look.
is that? Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense though. Look at her body. Her body looks pale. Black eyes? You don't got no eyeballs, bro? When she said black, I thought it was like pupils that were just black. Why she look like that? She looked like a statue. What you looking at? What you looking for? We got. Wait, okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, why does she have a shadow? Ain't she a ghost? Only people have shadows.
Anyone I had ever seen. Her head almost touched the ceiling. She wore a long white dress that moved even though the air was still.
Lady in the
Her
white.
hair was black and stringy, and her face was pale like chalk. Her eyes were like empty.
If I saw that, I would literally.
He couldn't get any words out. You didn't have the nerve to be like, move! Get out of the way!
Holes.
What?
I screamed and nothing came out.
Nothing came
I
out.
shut my eyes, and when I opened them again,
She was gone.
But my closet door was wide open. After
What?
that, I couldn't go in my closet anymore. I begged my mom to let me sleep in her room, but she said I need to learn how to be brave.
Be brave of
I
what?
to admit she was scared too.
Bro, you literally are brave.
A storm, you
and loud wind. I woke up to the sound of my window creaking. When I looked, the window was slowly sliding open, even though it was locked. I could see the lock turning by itself. The window opened all the way, and I saw the white lady climb in.
She climbed in? Is she even fake? Where's she living? In his clothes? Bro, what? He said it was locked. What is she, a magician? Snap with a finger. Open sesame. Let me see if y'all can see. Oh, it just fell.
Can they see her now?
Ah!
My bad. I'm gonna go like this.
Okay, okay.
Can they still see me or no?
I think they can hear us. They can't see either of us. You can just lay
Didn't
comfortable.
move like a person.
Come on, they could probably see my elbow.
She floated and didn't move like a person. What is she? What is she?
A
bat?
ghost. A ghost.
Is that what ghosts are like? I thought you couldn't see ghosts.
Feet never touched the floor.
Her feet never.
She drifted toward my bed and leaned down until her face was right in front of mine. I felt her cold breath on my skin.
Bow.
She whispered my name again, and this time I screamed as loud as I could. My mom and stepdad came running in, but when they turned on the light, the window was closed and locked, and no one was there. They yelled at me for scaring everyone, but I could see in their faces that they were worried. The weird thing about that part of the story is that I don't vividly remember what happened between the moment I saw that lady floating towards me and my screaming. The best I can explain it is that I sort of blacked out for a moment before remembering screaming and having my parents rush into the room. My window was closed again, which would suggest to people that it was just a night terror. That's what my parents believed it was, I think. My mom started taking me to therapy for a while. because
I
they
would
were
have
worried
begged
about
for
me.
therapy.
We lived in that house for 3 more years.
Therapy.
I never got used to it.
Never
My
got.
brother stopped talking about the white lady, but I think it was because he was too scared, not because she stopped visiting. Sometimes I would hear him crying at night and say, "Go away."
So she still got visited, but he never saw her again. But his brother still did. But he just was too scared to speak up about it. Now that's bad, bro. She lives in his closet now. What the helly, bro? She said, "Fine, bro. I got caught in his room. I might as well move to the next."
I think he just also didn't want to be forced into going to therapy. Sometimes when it storms at night, I still get scared to even get up to go to the bathroom or get water.
I would live in the
Glance over at
bathroom.
corners of the room, making sure I don't see something tall lurking there. It goes to show how these kinds of things stick with you into adulthood.
Traumatized.
I'd be more open to believing it was simply night terrors if it weren't for the fact that I saw that hand on my window before my little brother even first mentioned the white lady. I guess this is just one of those freakish experiences that cannot be explained.
Story 3.
Name's John. What? So they said my name is John?
When I was 8, I rode my bike every day after school.
Me
I
too, that's
lived on
what I
a
did.
quiet street with small houses and big trees. I learned every crack in the sidewalk. I learned where the mailman stops.
Oh,
One house I liked was down the block.
is you the
I
creepy
had to
one?
ride near the corner of the block to get a view of the yard. There was a long driveway and a wide lawn.
There's usually
An
a
older
lot of
man
them.
stood in that driveway most afternoons. He'd always wear a hat.
Typical orange.
He'd stand where the
old
driveway
people.
met the sidewalk and look down the street. When I rode by, he would say hi. He never came onto the sidewalk. He never stepped off his driveway. He would call
Usually
out
they
and
love his
wave,
driveway.
and go back to watching his yard.
Usually
I always
old
waved
people
back.
love like
My mother told me to never cross the street by myself, so I never crossed to actually speak to the man face to face. And the man knew that. He would call to me from his place and ask about school. He would ask about my bike. He asked if I liked the bell on my new red bike. I even remember once he told me a joke about a cat that made me laugh. We talked for weeks like that. The conversations were short. They were always from his driveway to the curb. He seemed to know small things about me without me saying them.
Oh.
For example, the fact that I had a little brother, or my dad got a new car. I never
I mean,
told
you
him
could
these
see those things.
I thought maybe he had seen us from down the block
Yeah.
or something. Like he was just a neighbor who watched the street. One day I got a brand new bike. It was red with a shiny bell, like I mentioned before. I rode down the block slow, and he called out, "Nice bike." He asked if I wanted to race to the corner. I told him no, because my mom would be angry.